If you're deep into studying for your PMP exam, you know that hybrid project models can feel like a really tricky puzzle. They mix Agile and Waterfall, and that creates some pretty unique challenges for managing a team. Well, today, we're going to crack one of those puzzles wide open. We're going to break down a classic PMP exam question piece by piece. Let's get right into it.
So, let's set the stage. I want you to picture this. You're the project manager, and you're smack in the middle of a critical transition point in a hybrid project. This is exactly where all that theory hits the real world, and it's precisely the kind of thing the PMP exam loves to test.
Okay, here's the scenario. Your team just wrapped up the development phase, and you did it using an agile approach. So everyone's in that collaborative, self-organizing mindset. But now, you have to switch gears big time. You're moving to a waterfall method for the deployment. So the big question is, what do you do about the team's working agreements to make sure this transition goes smoothly? Let's figure this out.
Now, before we even peek at the multiple choice options, we have to understand the fundamental, core difference between these two worlds. Seriously, the key to solving this entire puzzle comes down to one simple concept: team ownership.
This whole idea is built on something called a social contract, or what you'll often hear called a team charter. Now, this is not just some document you file away. Think of it as the agreed-upon DNA of your team. It's the ground rules for how everyone is going to collaborate. And the most important part, it's created by the team, for the team.
So this slide really gets to the heart of our problem. In the Agile phase you just finished, the team was all about collective ownership, right? Everybody was responsible for the whole shebang. But in the waterfall phase that you're about to jump into, the model totally shifts. It becomes about individual ownership. The project manager assigns specific tasks, and individuals are held accountable for their piece of the puzzle. This is the big, critical shift we have to manage.
All right, with that crucial difference now crystal clear in our minds, let's start decoding these options. The best strategy for these PMP questions is often the process of elimination. So let's kick things off with option A.
So option A suggests that we update the charter to reflect collective ownership.
Right away, that should set off some alarm bells. And yep, it's incorrect. Why? Because collective ownership is the signature of the Agile phase we're leaving behind. We need to adapt for the new waterfall phase, and this option is basically trying to drag the old way of working into the new phase. That's just not going to work.
Okay, how about option B? This one says the project manager should just step in and hand the team a set of rules that worked on a past project. Seems efficient, right?
Well, as you'll see a lot in project management, efficient isn't always effective. This one is also wrong.
A team charter absolutely must have buy-in from the team. A project manager can't just dictate the rules from on high. If you just impose some old template, you're violating the whole principle of the team creating and owning their agreement.
All right, let's check out option C. This one suggests that every single person on the team should go off and create their own individual social contract.
You can probably guess this is not the way to go. It's a definite no. I mean, can you imagine the chaos? The whole point of a team charter is to create alignment and a common set of rules. A bunch of individual contracts completely defeats the purpose. So C is definitely out.
So now that we've systematically knocked out all the wrong choices, the right answer becomes pretty obvious. It's the one that directly tackles that core change we identified right from the very beginning.
And there it is. The correct answer is D. The social contract has to be updated to reflect that big transition from the collective ownership of Agile to the individual ownership of Waterfall. This is the only option that acknowledges and actually plans for that fundamental shift in how the team is going to operate.
So let's just trace our logic one more time. It's really simple. Step 1, acknowledge the shift. We're going from Agile to Waterfall. Step 2, identify the single biggest change. That's the ownership model, from collective to individual. And so, step 3 is the only logical conclusion. The team's social contract has to be updated to match this new reality. Simple as that.
So what's the big lesson here? What's the key takeaway you can apply to other questions and, more importantly, to your own projects? Let's boil this whole thing down into a simple, powerful rule for your playbook.
Here it is, the golden rule for hybrid projects. Your team's social contract is a living document. It's not static. You must always adapt it to fit the methodology of whatever phase you're in. So if you're in an Agile phase, your charter needs to support collective ownership. The moment you shift to a waterfall phase, it has to be updated to support individual ownership.
So we've cracked the puzzle of team ownership. That's a huge win. But, solving one problem always leads to the next question. So, what is the next major hurdle for a hybrid team, especially when it comes to communication? It's something to think about, for sure. We'll catch you on the next explainer.